Hello everyone, this is J.saikeerthana. Today I am taking a seminar on the processing list. So I want to give a brief about the list. A list is an object that contains multiple items of the data. And here I am giving an example of even numbers which contains 2, 4, 6, 8 as the elements. So each thing in the list is called as an element and they are separated by the commas, and elements in the list should be enclosed in the square brackets. And lists are mutable. That means they can be changed, and lists are dynamic data structures. So here I said lists are mutable, and we can perform many methods on the list. Like we can append an item. That means we can add some more items in the list, and we can find the index of the each and every element, and we can insert a particular position in the list, and we can sort the elements in the ascending order or descending order, or from A to Z or Z from Z to A. And we can also remove the items, and we can reverse the list of elements from starting to last and last to starting position. So you already know about what are the methods we can perform on the list. So today I want to tell about the processing of the list. So now we look at the number of ways that programs can process on the data held in a list. So here first I want to tell about the totaling of the list. Totaling of the list means making sum of the elements in the list. See here I am taking the input, defined a function, main function, and I am taking the list as a numbers, and numbers contains 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 as the elements, and here total is an accumulator which is initialized with the 0. And next I am using the for loop. So for value in numbers, it will repeat until the elements in the list are completed. So it repeats, the for loop will loops for 5 times. So total will be, for each loop, the total of the value will be added. Like for first loop, it will be total value will be 0. For second loop, the total value will be 1 plus 2, 3. And for third loop, the total value will be 7. So in this way, the total value will be increased until the for loop will continue. So we will get the output as total is equal to 18. So here we are using a variable total to store the running total of your values in your list. The for loop iterates over the number list and add each value to the total variable. After the loop has finished, it's iterating the total variable contain the sum of the values. So here it is a program. You can perform it on the ideally Python. And next, the program is work on the averaging the list. Previously, we did a program on finding the total. So now we can find the average of the list. See, I have taken the same list, same example as the list. Numbers is equal to list of 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and given initialized the total is equal to 0. And using same for loop, but here I am adding average is equal to, we know that average is equals to the total by number of values, sum of the values by number of values. So here I am using the function length to find the how many numbers. So length of the numbers, it is a function to find how many elements are in the list. So here in program we are using length of the list numbers. And next we are printing the value as average is equal to average. So see, now we are learning to, here we are using variable average to store the average of the values in the list. Next, we are performing a program on the passing a list as an argument to a function. So we know that in a function we will add arguments according to the task. Like if we want to add numbers, we will give 2 or more, 3 numbers as the arguments. See here we are using a function get total. So here the function that we are using to pass an argument is get total, which accepts a list as an argument and returns the sum of the values in the list. See, the same example I am taking. Here we are using get total function. Total is equal to initialized with the 0, and for value in the list, so it is accumulating the value. And after the for loop completes, it will return the total value. And next program is on returning a list from a function. Here we are using a function get values, which gets the series of numbers from the users and that stores them in a list. Previously, we given the arguments to get the sum of the elements in the list. Now we are getting how many elements. We are getting the list of elements given by the user. See here, given input is def main numbers is equal to get values, and values is not given. It is an empty list. Again, here we are using y variable to ask the users, do you want to view the numbers in the list, or and while again is equal to y. So to repeat according to the user. So name is equal to int of input enter. Here we are using input function to get the list entered by the users, and we are adding the method append. So we want to add the numbers in the list, so we are using append method. And here I'm taking again is equal to input of y is equal to s, and anything else is equal to no. So if the user will give the s as the variable, so the loop will be continue, and he will give the numbers. But if we type no, he cannot give the number, and the program will be stopped, and it will return the values. So here it will be the output, like enter a number 1, and it will ask, do you want to add any another number? So y is equal to s, or anything else no is equal to no. So if the user given s, he can type another number. If here you can see that I'm given after number 4, I given the input as n. So it will stop the program, it will stop the looping, and we will get the output as 1, 2, 3, 4. And next program is saving a list of strings into a file. So here I want to give a number of strings and we want to store in a file. See, I'm taking the example stationery, and the stationery list contains pen, pencil, eraser. And here I want to write these things in the file. So I want to open the file. So I'm using out file is equal to open stationery.txt, and the mode is writing mode, because we want to write these elements in the file. So out file dot write lines of stationery, because we are given the list name as the stationery, and we want to close the file. So we are using the syntax as out file dot close, and we are calling the main function. So output will be the pen, pencil, and eraser. See here we are giving another example, like in the same way. Input def main stationery is equal to pen, pencil, eraser. Out file is equal to open stationery.txt for each item in the stationery. So the loop will be continued until the elements in the list will be completed. Out file dot write item plus, we are using the escape characters as escape characters to add to enter the next item in the new line. See, if we observe these two examples, in first examples, the elements will be added in the same line, but these three are different things. So by adding this new character, we can make the elements separated by new line. And another example is returning file contents as a list. Previously, we have added contents in the list to a file. Now we are returning file contents as a list. That is, we want to read the contents in the list. So here in file is equal to, first we want to open the file, that is open stationery.txt, comma, and we should give the read mode, because we want to retrieve the elements in the list. And stationery is equal to in file dot read lines. We want to read line by line, and in file we want to close. After reading the lines, we should close the file, that is in file dot close. And we are giving the index as a 0. And we are using the while loop. So index is less than the length of stationery. Previously, I said to find the number of elements in the list, we use the function length. So it compares with the length of the stationery. So if here you can observe index is equal to 0. So for first loop, 0 is less than length of the stationery will be 3. So 0 is less than 3. It is true. So it will enter into the loop. So stationery of index, see here stationery of 0. So 0th element will be, you can observe 0th element is a pen, is equal to stationery of 0 dot or strip and new line. So it will strip out the previously we are given some in file, it will add the new character as an element, but it will be not visible. So we want to restrip it. So that is why we are using rstrip as a function to remove the new character. And next, we should increase the index value so that we can move to next element in the list. So we are increasing the value by 1. And next print the stationery. So loop will continue until the, so here second loop we can see 1, index value will be 1, and 1 is less than the 3. So it will enter into the loop, and the stationery of index at 1, we have pencil. So it will print the pencil. And next loop, it will be 2, and 2 is less than the 3. It is true. So it will enter into the loop, and it will print the eraser. And again, index will be increased to another, increased by 1. Its value will be the 3. But while comparing, 3 is less than the length of stationery, but 3 is equals to 3. So it is false. So it will come out of the loop. And here we are calling the main function, so that all the statements that we have discussed will be executed if we call the this function. So output will be the pen, pencil, and eraser. And next example is saving a list of numbers into a file. Now we want to save a list of numbers into a file. Previously, we are saved number of strings, and I taken an example of stationery. So here I want to give numbers as a list of numbers into a file. In the same way, def main numbers is equal to a list of 6 numbers. Out file is equal to numbers list dot text, and given the file name as numbers list, and I want to write. So for item in numbers, out file dot write string of item. It will, here we know that it is an int type, but we are changing it to the string type so that we cannot perform any operations like additions, subtractions, multiplications on these things. And we want to we should close the file and call the main function. And here reading numbers from a file. In the same way, we should give the read mode, and we should call we should read lines, and we should close the file. And here we should use while loop. Index is less than length of the numbers. And I said before that we should strip the new character, and we should increase the index by the 1. Okay, then I'm telling about the another topic, that is two-dimensional list. See here, a two-dimensional list is a list that has other lists as its element. Previously, we have performed many operations on a single list like stationery, pen, pencil, eraser, and like numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8. But here it contains multiple lists as a list. It is known as a two-dimensional list. See here, individually Joy, Kim as one list, Sam, Sue as one list, Kelly, Chris as list. But these three lists are combinedly as a list of the students. And these values will be, we know that matrix. So Joy index will be the Joy position in the list will be the 0, 0, and Kim's position will be the 0, 1. Sam's will be the 1, 0. Sue's position is 0, 1, 1. Kelly position is 2, 0, and Chris position is 2, 1. See here, print students. If we want to perform this print students, all the students' name will be printed. And here, if we want to perform print students of 1, only Joy, Kim will be printed. See, you can observe it is index number 1, it is index number 2, it is index number 3. And each individual element in a sublist will be the 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. See, print students of 0, 1. See here, 0, 1 will be 0, 1 will be the Kim. And print students of 2, 1. So 2, 1 will be the Chris. It is about the two-dimensional list. And here I am explaining with the help of program. So import, for generating random numbers, we know that we have random function, random module. So import random, rows is equal to 3, columns is equal to, we assign the values 3, 4 to the variables rows, calls, and we are defining a function main, and we are assigning a list. We are assigning 3 lists in the list of values like 0, 0, 0, 0. And for here we are using nested for loop. Nested for loop means a for loop in for loop. See here, for or in range of rows, and for C in range of columns. So C value will be the 4. So, and this for loop will repeated 4 times. After this for loop completed, it will move to the first for loop, which will continue 3 times. So again, we are using the function print values. So the output will be the 91, 3, 23, 60. See, we have not given any values, and we also not used any input function to get input from the user. But the numbers are generated because we use the randint function. So how can we call randint function? Random dot randint of 1, 100. So randomly will generate the values between 1 to 100. Here we can observe the randomly generated values of 91, 3, 23, 6. It is as a list of 1, sublist 1, 61, 51, 76, 65, sublist 2, and 8, 32, 32, and 77. It is a list 3. It is about the processing of the list and two-dimensional list. Thank you.